distinguished guests, fellow veterans, and their families, welcome to the 2022 Veterans Day Parade, brought to you by the City of Prescott, Arizona Public Service, and the Northern Arizona VA Medical System. My name is Michelle Stacy Schroeder. I am a City of Prescott employee. I am the director of this parade, and I am also an 8-year Army veteran. Today we honor not only every man and woman who have served in this nation's military, but through this year's theme, we acknowledge some of those who valiantly served and never made it home. This year, we remember and respect our Vietnam veterans. To those that served, and the 58,479 that never made it home. We chose this theme to bring recognition, show thanks, and deliver a long overdue welcome home to these bands of brothers and sisters that were not given a proper homecoming. I am sure that I speak for everyone here today when I say to our Vietnam veterans, your service and duty to our country may have been overlooked in the past, but this grateful community will never forget. At this time, it's my distinguished pleasure to introduce to you our Master of Ceremonies for today, Senator Karen Fann, Arizona Legislative District 1.
Thank you. And thank you all for being here today. Always a great crowd. Prescott sure knows how to show their appreciation for our veterans. So thank you for being here. And thank you to all of our veterans for being there, for protecting us, protecting our families, protecting your country. You have no idea how much we love you, we appreciate you, and we so love and appreciate your families who also served right along with you, even if they weren't in uniform. So thank you from the bottom of all of our hearts. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask if you are able that you all please stand and remove your hats for the posting of our nation's colors, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the singing of our national anthem. Presenting our colors today are the Fort Whipple Territory Troopers. The Fort Whipple Territory Troopers represent the 8th Infantry of the United States Army that were stationed at and operated out of Fort Whipple during the Apache Wars of 1874 through the 1880s. Territory Troopers, please post the colors.
Wheel, march. Color guard. Out. Post. Color.
To lead us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance is United States Marine Corps veteran Miss Christine Shook. Christine retired as a Chief Warrant Officer after 28 years of service.
Good morning. Let's do that again. Good morning, Prescott. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Christine. And now please join us in the singing of our national anthem, sung today by Prescott native Miss Anna Neva.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Lula Wolfinger!
Well, that was absolutely wonderful. And joining Anna Neva was Miss Lula Wolfinger. Those ladies did a great job, didn't they? All right, you may all be seated at this time. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you the mayor of the city of Prescott and Vietnam veteran Phil Good for his opening remarks. Yay! Mayor Good served with the 100th Airborne Division and received the Bronze Star, the Air Medal, Combat Infantry Badge, Vietnam Cross of Gallantry with Palm, and the Vietnam Campaign Medal with 2 Bronze Stars. Please help me welcome Mayor Phil Good.
Let's get this straight. That's the 101st Airborne Division. Thank you. Good morning, my fellow Prescottonians and all of you patriotic visitors to this beautiful city of Prescott. I am your Mayor, Phil Good, and it's with great pride that I have the honor to address you all today. Let me begin by recognizing all of the many veterans that we have in attendance today. Let's give them another round of applause. Thank you sincerely for your service to our nation. But I must say, I never thought I'd see this day. Let me explain. As a U.S. Army Vietnam War combat infantry veteran, it was nearly 51 years ago that I returned from fighting with the 101st Airborne Division in Vietnam and gratefully arrived back home in California, only to be confronted by anti-war protesters attacking me and my fellow soldiers for the conduct of the war. There were certainly no parades of welcome and appreciation. I never thought I'd see this day. We continued to be shunned and discriminated against, even though it was known that the vast majority of we Vietnam veterans served honorably and many with distinction. Yet we were tarred and feathered with labels claiming we were drug abusers and mentally unstable. Popular culture reinforced these ideas with the release of movies like The Deer Hunter, Apocalypse Now, Platoon, Full Metal Jacket, and even Born on the 4th of July. So what did we do? We quietly hung our uniforms in the back of our closets and went about reintegrating in society as best we could, in the shadows, never talking about our service except among ourselves. Many of us persevered and did well in college education, careers, and raising families, but many sadly did not, succumbing to the pressures of ongoing distrust and discrimination, eventually leading to broken lives. I'd never thought I'd see this day. Speaking for myself, I completed my university education, began a successful career, married, and began raising a family, while feeling a distant connection to my veteran brothers and sisters. But it was not until many years later that I became actively involved in my local veteran service organizations, and after 9/11, I began volunteering to help a new generation of veterans who were struggling to deal with the challenges of reintegration in society after service in the Gulf War. PTSD had been recognized as a legitimate condition with treatment programs that were showing real benefits. I had a Vietnam War Combat Marine Corps neighbor that shared my interest in helping other veterans, and one 4th of July in my then hometown of Huntington Beach, the local VA hospital had an entry in the festivities. The VA manager asked my friend and I if we would volunteer to carry our military branch's flag as we marched down the main street to the cheers and applause of the crowd. At one point, Tim looked over to me and said, "Phil, we finally got a parade." It was about 35 years after our return, but it meant so very much to both of us. And here we are today, having my beloved new hometown, the city of Prescott's famous Veterans Day Parade, honor Vietnam War veterans. I never thought I'd see this day. To the 58,479 that never made it home from Vietnam, I'll never forget your sacrifice in defending freedom for a people struggling to resist the oppression of communist domination. And to my Vietnam War brothers and sisters, I say a heartfelt welcome home. Thank you all again, and enjoy this wonderful parade.
Truly words from the bottom of his heart. Our next speaker is Mr. Steve Sample. He is the Executive Director of the Northern Arizona Veterans Administration Healthcare System. Mr. Sample is a 23-year veteran of the United States Air Force. He flew combat missions during Operation Desert Storm and is a graduate of the Air War College and the Air Command and Staff College. Please help me welcome Mr. Steve Sample.
Thank you. We often thank our veterans for their service, which we should do each and every day. But on behalf of the Northern Arizona VA and myself as an Air Force veteran, I want to say thank you. Thank you to the Prescott community for your continued support of our veterans and our military. I also want to thank our families, the families of our veterans, the spouses, mine's right out there, looks like she's got her camera up right now taking pictures, and our children. We know we've missed a lot of important events. We've had to move to new assignments. Our kids had to change schools. But you have all made huge sacrifices, and thank you. Thank you to our families. Our more than 1,200 employees of the Northern Arizona VA are dedicated to the care and well-being of the men and women who have served our great nation. Our staff is here for you, whether it's enrollment, eligibility, new federal benefits from the PACT Act. It's worth a phone call or just stop by. As a matter of fact, more than 1/3 of my staff that work here at the Northern Arizona VA are veterans themselves. The theme of this year's parade is honoring our Vietnam veterans. Important to us, as almost 2/3 of the veterans that we serve in Northern Arizona are Vietnam-era veterans. Veterans Day is about remembering and recognizing the service, the sacrifices, the selflessness of our nation's veterans. By fighting our nation's wars and defending us all during periods of peace between wars, veterans have protected our way of life and the freedoms that we all enjoy, including speaking without fear and gathering at events like we are today. Across the stage and behind the blue seats, you'll see a blue tent. That's the VA tent. We have commemorative pins for our Vietnam-era veterans that are here today. So if you swing by and introduce yourself as a Vietnam veteran, it would be our honor to present you with a pin and welcome you home. To our veterans in attendance today, thank you for your service. It is a privilege to serve as your VA Medical Center Director. May God bless all of our veterans, their families, caregivers, and survivors, and may He continue to bless our great country. Again, thank you to the wonderful Prescott community for coming out here today to showing our support of our nation's heroes, and enjoy the parade. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Sample. Now it is truly my honor to introduce our keynote speaker of the day. He is my friend, he is my colleague, and someone who I admire immensely. He is Arizona State House Representative Quan Nguyen from Legislative District 1 right here. Quan is a successful businessman, a prominent public speaker, husband, and father. But before that, he was a 12-and-a-half-year-old boy who, with his brother in tow, had a small bag of clothing and some family pictures, who was able to flee Vietnam 1 week before Saigon fell, and now fights for the same people that helped him pursue the American dream. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Representative Quan Nguyen.
Good morning. Happy Veterans Day to all. Thank you for your service. 47 years ago, I arrived here in the United States at the fall of Saigon. I was born before the war, and somehow here I am, an American today. Today, we are going to honor those who wore the uniform, especially those who served in Vietnam. Today, we're not going to talk about how badly you were treated upon your return. Today, we honor your sacrifice and celebrate your service to our nation, and we are going to talk about your victories when you left Vietnam back in 1973. You won the war regardless of what the media stated back then. For 10 years, you gave us hope and a small taste of freedom. For 10 years, you confronted and defeated the evils of communism. For 10 years, you built hospitals, schools, and protected protected our villages and our children. For 10 years, you fought alongside my family. You bled and you died with us. 58,479 Americans gave it all, along with 250,000 ARVN soldiers. If it hadn't been for you, I wouldn't be standing here, and my daughter wouldn't be a member of the greatest Navy in the world. I want to share a letter with you from a young Marine who wrote to me 4 years ago during the commemoration of Saigon, of the fall of Saigon. Just to let you know, I always have a hard time reading this letter, even though I got it 4 years ago. It was addressed to all of us. Thanks for remembering, and Frank had it right. It's another email before that. As I write this, it is about 0740 Saigon time. I don't call it Ho Chi Minh City. At this time, 44 years ago, we were again on the USS Blue Ridge. We had landed earlier, around 1530, after the completing of the evacuation at Tan Son Nhat Airfield, and thinking we were done. I remember standing in the back of the last CH-53 to leave, watching the fires. We started to burn down portions of the headquarters complex, as well as the other equipment. I couldn't help but think about all the brave warriors from our nation, our many allies, and our South Vietnamese comrades who fought for the simple idea of helping South Vietnam remain free. Let me say it here as well. Had not for the South Vietnamese fought well and with honor in the end, we would have taken more casualties during the evacuation. Having arrived on the Blue Ridge, we found out that it had not finished at the embassy. We boarded a CH-46 and headed back in. While approaching the embassy, we got word that everyone was out, so we returned to the flagship. Personally, I knew a number of ARVN officers at Saigon from previous experience. We offered to evacuate them. To a man, they said no. They had promised they would fight to the end. Interestingly, I maintained some contact with the ARVN Marine Company commanders who were still fighting as guerrillas in the I Corps during the period leading up to and after the evacuation. Enough said. Just wanted our Vietnam veterans to know that I believe you should always stand tall. Warm regards and Semper Fidelis, General Al Gray, Commandant of the U.S. Marine Corps. Thank you for your service. Again, like I said, if it hadn't been for your sacrifice, we wouldn't have a community here, a patriotic Vietnamese American, and I'm honored to be your representative. Thank you. God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our opening ceremony for the 2022 Veterans Day Parade. I would like to take this time to thank all of our sponsors of the parade, APS, Foothills Bank, Ace Hardware, Summit 4x4, Safeway, the Northern Arizona VA Healthcare System, and our own city of Prescott. It has been an honor to serve you as our Master of Ceremonies, and I hope that you enjoy the parade. It will begin shortly.
Okay, welcome to Prescott, Arizona. It's the 2022 Veterans Day Parade. We're live right across from the courthouse. We're live across from the courthouse here for the 2022 Veterans Day Parade. Myself, Marty Myers, and my co-host, Peter Iannone. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning, Marty. Always happy to be with you.
Hey, me too, and this is a glorious day. The weather's a little bit chilly, but
yeah,
I think
it's a brisk 41 but beautiful degrees.
Brisk is a good way to describe it for sure. We're standing by here for the parade to start, the 2022 Veterans Day Parade. And it's, again, a lot of lot of veterans here. I've spoken with about probably 15 different veterans this morning.
You know, you can't walk more than about 20 feet without finding a veteran up here. It's fantastic.
It is fantastic, and you know, a few years back, Prescott was named one of the most patriotic cities in the United States.
I believe it.
And I think that we have the highest population of veterans per capita in
Outstanding.
Prescott. Yes.
Outstanding.
Not too far away from Christmas season.
We're proud of that, and we're here to honor the veterans today for our annual Veterans Day Parade. A little bit of background for the Veterans Day Parade. It used to be held at the Fort Whipple Veterans Administration, but the parade outgrew those facilities. Since 2015, you know, Peter, it's been held here in downtown Prescott, and it's always on November 11th at 11 a.m.
Yep.
So that's why we're on the air here today. It is the 11th day of the 11th month, and it's 11 a.m. And we're glad you're with us here on the News 1490 live stream and the City of Prescott live stream.
Well, you know, we have a sister city in Zeitz, Germany. And we're taking
the theme for this year's parade, Peter, is recognizing Vietnam veterans, those who served, and the 58,479 who never made it home, honor and respect.
Yep, a great generation in and of themselves.
Certainly are, and yeah, the crowd, it looks pretty good here today. I think the parade route is pretty much full. Every front row, there's actually probably 2 rows deep all the way around the courthouse plaza and up and down the parade route for sure.
And you know, if you encounter a Vietnam vet, instead of thanking them for their service, give them a welcome home. That's something a lot of them didn't get when they came home the first time. So make sure to give them a welcome home when you see them.
That's right. Certainly should do that. Some of them were welcomed home, but inappropriately, I must say.
Yes.
Well, it looks like we're going to have to start off, we're going to have a flyover, Diamond aircraft flyover from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. It's going to be piloted by Dave Marciniak and Jake Hutto.
Yep, everybody is already looking up, waiting for him.
Great new event for Prescott.
Absolutely.
And you can see our wide shot here. This is, of course, downtown Prescott, Arizona.
I see the flashing red and blue lights. And
it sounds like the parade is started down the way. We're sitting right by the stage here, the center stage for the parade, and that's where the parade, of course, will come right by here in front of us.
You know, I always said about the police.
Man, all the leaves are starting to fall. You know, we went straight from summer to winter without much in between.
I think we did. And you can hear the sirens there. That would be the police. You can see them there on the right side of your screen. Beginning
how much they give.
Got the color guard right behind them?
Yes. And earlier we did have a flag folding ceremony, and we also had the color guard here. We sang God Bless. We didn't sing God Bless America. We sang the national anthem, and then we also said the Pledge of Allegiance.
We
and
did.
Everyone participated in that.
Had some great speeches by our Mayor Phil Good, Representative Quan Nguyen, a few other folks.
Exactly. Yeah, we do have a lot of dignitaries here today, and of course we'll see them go by as we move right along here through the parade. And there you can see we have some motorcycle first responders, the police department here, Prescott, Arizona, followed by the color guard.
Right behind the Prescott Police is the American Legion Post.
Thank you all for your service in protecting our city.
Has been serving North Central Arizona
nice looking mics there.
27 years. Their primary duty is to provide military honors for deceased veterans.
All right, we've got American Legion Post 6. This is the award-winning group that's been serving North Central Arizona for more than 27 years. Their primary duty is to provide military honors for deceased veterans. In that time, they've served more than 5,000 veterans. They've provided a military presence at fundraisers and rallies for many community groups. Marching with the honor guard and carrying the flags for all military branches is Boy Scouts Troop number 7.
Making good boys into good men.
And you can see they're dressed up in their, of course, garb. They're from the, look, we have VFW. We have some of the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts there represented.
Yep. Very proud group. And just enough wind today to keep those flags waving.
They're definitely waving, but it's actually warming up now here in the sun.
Yeah.
Again, we're here on the parade route in Prescott, Arizona on Veterans Day. We're live. It's the 2022 Veterans Day Parade. Thank you for joining us today.
There's our banner.
And it looks like we've got a banner here coming up. City of Prescott Veterans Day Parade banner.
Thank you. Now, if I have your attention, please, would you please join us for a moment of silence?
We're going to be doing a moment of silence here, so
the proclamation
we'll
will be
actually join in on it.
Absolutely.
Supervisor District 1, Mr. Harry Over. Supervisor Over, who is a Vietnam veteran, served in the Army for 33 years, retiring as a colonel in the Army and as a brigadier general in the Army National Guard.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for all coming down here today.
As we're looking here, waiting for the moment of silence, we're doing
welcome home.
Huge flag here
Quick little bit of history.
at the Prescott High School Air Force Junior ROTC. They strive to build better citizens. The cadets perform over 5,000 community service hours each year. In 2022, they received their 15th consecutive Distinguished Unit Award from the Air Force. Now, this group is recognized as one of the top units in the country.
And it's a sharp-looking group.
Sure are, and that flag looks brand spanking new. That thing is so very shiny and colorful.
Where does one even get a flag that big?
Well, I think it's a special order. Betsy Ross probably couldn't have sewn that, but it is beautiful.
In November 1919, President Wilson proclaimed November 11th as the first commemoration of Armistice Day with the following words: "To us in America, the reflections of Armistice Day will be filled with solemn pride and the heroism of those who died in the country's service, and with gratitude for the victory, both because of the thing from which it has freed us, and because of the opportunity it has
We want to take this
America
opportunity, too, to
show
thank
our sympathy,
Michelle Stacy
peace,
Schroeder. She's with the City of Prescott, and she is a veteran herself, and she actually gets all this together for us every single year, and she does a fantastic job.
And that is a lot to coordinate.
It certainly is.
Beginning at 11 a.m. The United States Congress officially recognized the end of World War I when it passed a concurrent resolution on June 4, 1926, with these words: "Whereas the 11th of November, 1918 marked the cessation of the most destructive, bloody, and far-reaching war in human history, and the resumption by the peoples of the United States of peaceful relations with other nations, which we hope will never again be severed. And whereas it is fitting that the recurring anniversary of this date should be commemorated with thanksgiving and prayer and exercises designed to perpetuate peace through goodwill and mutual understanding between nations. And whereas the legislators of the 27 of our states have already declared November 11th to be a legal holiday, therefore be it resolved by the Senate and the House of Representatives concurring, that the President of the United States is requested to issue a proclamation calling upon the officials to display the flag of the United States on all government buildings on November 11th, and inviting the people of the United States to observe the day in schools, in churches, or other suitable places with appropriate ceremonies of friendly relations with all people." As a footnote to this, as you know, the armistice is basically just a truce. The actual peace treaty was not signed until June of 1919. The conditions of the terms of the treaty were so onerous that they led quite likely to the start of the Second World War, which occurred 20 years later, in 1939. Thank you, everyone.
And the flag is being carried
Okay,
by
there we go.
Prescott
The
High School
ROTC, Junior ROTC.
Striving to build better citizens.
They're from, of course, Prescott High School, the Air Force Junior ROTC. Great job.
And you know, Patty, people
All right, and behind them we've got Lamb Auto Group. The group consists of Lamb Chevrolet, Cadillac, and Lamb Nissan. Lamb is very community-oriented and are proud to display the flags of each branch of USA's military service and the POW flag.
All right, you can see them waving the flags as they go by. All six.
Yes, Space Force. Space Force.
That's right, Space Force been at it.
Display the flags of each branch of USA's military.
Okay, and you can see the beautiful vehicles too from Lamb Chevrolet, and you got people in the back there waving the flags.
And you know, we have a citizen in
Semper
Prescott
Fi,
that
looks
runs
like
the
that's
Ladon.
the
His name's
Marine Corps, the
United States
red one?
Marine Corps, yeah.
Yep.
He has gone out and recovered over 250 POWs around the world. He's an amazing man. I have him on the show.
Okay, here
That's
comes
the
our
kind of
next
people we got
one.
living here.
Next flag, anyway.
Thanks for sharing that.
And it's nice to see so many young men and women in uniform in the ROTC, junior ROTC, and getting ready for future service.
Boy, isn't that right? And hopefully this prompts people, get some of their children to sign up, young men, young women.
Absolutely.
We have Grand Marshal, ladies and gentlemen. Please rise and join us in a moment of silence.
Okay, it looks
as we
like,
honor our Grand Marshal. Today we honor the 591 prisoners of
There
war.
we go. We got the Grand Marshal coming up the road here.
1,527 listed as
They're
missing in
asking everyone to
action,
rise
and
and
the 58,479
join them in a moment of silence to honor the Grand Marshal.
that did not return from Vietnam.
Today they're
These heroes
honoring
and their sacrifices will
591
never be
prisoners
forgotten.
of war, the 1,527 listed as missing in action, and the 58,479 heroes that did not return from Vietnam. These heroes and their sacrifices shall never be forgotten. They're going to be doing a moment of silence for missing in action and the POWs. Carrying the banner is Haley Fernandez. She's Ms. Prescott 2022.
And behind Haley, we've got American Legion Riders Post 6. They are a nonprofit veterans organization dedicated to helping veterans, their families, and serving the community. And they're going to drown me out.
That's okay. That's part of it.
This is their motorcycle riding chapter, proudly displaying and flying flags.
Man, you can almost guarantee every one of those guys are veterans. They've all served.
Yep.
You know, have similar interests there in motorcycles. American Legion Riders Post number 6.
And most of them are having trouble going only 5 miles per hour.
Imagine that. We've got new bikes, we've got old bikes.
And a scooter. Right on.
Yes. Hey, it's on 2 wheels. There you go. Okay, and our next group here coming through, entrant number 7, Los Fuentes Resort. This is Prescott's premier retirement community who have years and years of service and experience represented on their bus and in their building. They're all, once again, glad to be part of this parade. Their service spans from World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. They're proud to stand up for our country. They want to thank all veterans for their service. That's a sentiment that we all are sharing today for sure.
They're followed up by the
Los
American Red
Fuentes,
Cross,
there they
founded
go.
over 140 years ago
And
by
there's the
Claire
bus we were
Barton,
talking about.
risked her life
Yep.
to bring supplies
It's the
and
party
support
van.
to the soldiers in the
The
field
senior living
during the
party
Civil
van,
War.
all right.
To this day, they continue to help members of the military, veterans, and their
I'm
families
afraid pretty
prepare
soon it's going to
for,
be my
cope
turn to get in that
with, respond
van.
to the challenges
And
of
now entering the
military
shot, we've
service.
got American Red Cross. American Red Cross was founded over 140 years ago by Clara Barton, who risked her life to bring supplies and support to soldiers in the field during the Civil War. To this day, they continue to help members of the military, veterans and their families prepare for, cope with, and respond to the challenges of military service. Lots of challenges indeed.
And they take care of a lot of different veterans, and they do a lot of service to for a lot of people.
Share their music with other areas.
Of course, and a lot of us citizens, we give to the American Red Cross when we have catastrophes, disasters, and such.
Give generously, whether it's blood or money.
That's right. Okay, our next entrant here is the Desert Canyon Middle School Band. They've traveled in and out of the state to share music with other areas. Their band believes in building strong communities, holding themselves to high standards. They want to say thank you to our veterans in the United States for making the ultimate sacrifice for them to be able to march in this parade today. Desert Canyon Middle School Band. Let's listen to them. Sounded good.
It's the White Stripes. I'm trying to name that tune. Seven Nation Army.
All right. Seven Nation Army. Okay, hey, that's a great song. Most people will recognize that. By the way, 46 degrees right now here in the city of Prescott. We have sunny skies, a few light clouds, a little breeze picking up, and that's bringing some leaves down on the parade route, which is kind of nice. It's very apropos for our time of the year.
Better leaves than snow. Now we've got our friends at APS. They are proud to join their friends in the city of Prescott to honor and celebrate all who served in the Vietnam War. Your strength and courage carry on. We all salute you. In the spirit of supporting our veteran community, congratulations Prescott U.S. Vets for 20 years of dedicated service.
20 years.
Whoa, that
awesome.
is a big eagle.
Okay, and that looks like that's
APS with the eagle, yeah.
That is. That truck did nicely there.
Yeah.
You know, the patriotism is overflowing here today, and it's just fantastic. We love it here in Prescott, and this Veterans Parade, you know, kind of is the measure of all of our patriotism that's all around the town. All right, here's our next entry, number 11. This is United States Veterans Initiative, U.S. Vets of Prescott. And they're celebrating their 20th anniversary serving the Prescott community in northern Arizona. Approximately 130 homeless veterans are currently living in the organization's facility and other supportive housing units in the community. In 2020, they expanded their beds while increasing their services to homeless and at-risk veterans throughout the community and northern Arizona. They've served over 8,000 veterans since
job.
opening. That is a great job. That's a lot of giving.
As we all remember and honor those who served and gave the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah, well, it looks like we've got some living statues in the float behind, which I believe is also by APS. To those that served and to the 58,479 that never returned is with heartfelt appreciation as we all remember and honor those who served and gave the ultimate sacrifice to defend the principles of freedom during the Vietnam War. A band of brothers always watching each other's back. We salute you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Boy, that's impressive, isn't it?
That is. And they look like the real deal.
They really do, and they're
that's
actually moving, so they are the real deal.
That can't be easy standing still on a moving float.
That's great, and boy,
Wow.
the makeup is incredible.
It is.
58,479 who gave their all during the Vietnam War.
And the Ava B'Shem Yeshua Messianic Congregation.
Okay, the Ahava B'Shem Yeshua Messianic Congregation is our next entry. They're a fellowship of Jewish and Gentiles believing in Jesus. They worship in a Hebraic and Jewish style and often emphasize teaching from the Old Testament and also observe the Hebrew feast days. The Ahava B'Shem Yeshua Messianic Congregation.
Well done.
Well, thank you. And there you can see their sign, and they have numerous folks in their float. Again, if you're just joining us, we're here for the 2022 Veterans Day Parade in Prescott, Arizona. We're live streaming here on
Up next is entry 14.
the KYCA Facebook page. We're also on the City of Prescott's Facebook page, on their website, and at kyca.info.
And rolling up now, we've got Northern Arizona chapter of the Military Officers Association. They're comprised of active duty, retired, and former officers of the 8 uniformed services. Nationally, they are the leading organization to lobby for compensation and benefits for the military community. Northern Arizona chapter sponsors 5 scholarships given to ROTC and junior ROTC cadets each year. They participate in a number of local projects and programs to support and serve our veterans and their families. And you can check them out at nacmoaa.org.
That's great. You know, when you go to these websites, they're really put together well, give you a lot of information on the veterans and what these groups are doing for veterans.
Yes. Nice
all right, and here we go. We're going to have some Cruise for Vets. This will be the annual car show, the 11th anniversary to benefit local veterans organizations. The car show will take place at the Findlay Toyota Center, that's in Prescott Valley, to accommodate all of the show cars in 2023. So it sounds like a very large group.
What is it, a Corvair? No.
No, it's
Falcon.
Not.
No.
Nope, not a Falcon either. It's some kind of a Chrysler vehicle there. We'll see it as it goes by.
Nice looking ride.
There it is. It's a Dodge Dart, convertible. Nice. I'm venturing to guess about a 60-something or other.
Yeah.
Probably close on that. And then, of course, you have your Cutlass here, convertible, too. That's a convertible's, of course, standard vehicle apparatus, you know, for the parade. So.
And it looks like their driver served in the Air Force from 54 to 58.
Oh, here come the pups.
Oh, look at that.
Therapy dog serving Yavapai County. Now, these dogs come in all sizes. They work with the kiddos in reading programs within our community. Visit your loved ones in convalescent care and adult daycare and the juvenile detention center, too. All of these dogs have passed these rigorous testing. They're certified therapy dogs. They all bring love and joy to the Quad City residents who benefit and enjoy their tail-wagging friends. All shapes and sizes.
Some pretty fancy hairdos.
There is, indeed. And plus, most of them are wearing some kind of patriotic garb there, too.
Yes, yes. Looking good, looking good. Now we've got Angry Ape Off-Road. This is your premier source for off-road tours in the Prescott National Forest. They provide tours that range from mild to scenic to wild, and hang on to your shorts.
Okay, our next group is Bennett Oil, American Transport. They honor all veterans, especially family Vietnam War combat veterans. Charles Wendorf, Lieutenant Colonel, U.S. Air Force. Gerald Tenney, Lieutenant Colonel, U.S. Army. And Korean War veteran Kendall Bennett, U.S. Air Force. Additionally, they honor 16 current employees who are also veterans. Bennett Oil, American Transport.
Well, thank you to them.
Okay, number 18 is our next entrant.
And Bennett Oil,
Still have
American Transport, they honor all veterans, especially family Vietnam War combat veterans. Charles Wendorf.
Some of the groups are longer than others, have more people in there.
U.S. Colonel Army
on the parade route.
Veteran Kendall Bennett, U.S. Air Force. Additionally, they honor 16 current employees who are.
And there's pictures of the folks when they were in the service. It looks like Charles Wendorf, Gerald Tenney. Again, the parade route now, I can tell you, does go around the courthouse square here. The parade starts on at the intersection of Cortez and Willis Streets, if you're familiar with Prescott. Then it goes south, and it goes completely around the Yavapai County Courthouse Plaza. We're actually on the
east
side of the courthouse plaza, and it does go completely around. It goes around three sides of the plaza.
Yes. Now we've got the city leadership coming through.
Yeah,
it's
Prescott City Council.
The mayor and city council would like to extend their thanks to the brave men and women who served our country. A special thanks to our many city employees who served and continue to serve the residents of Prescott.
And you can see the mayor there in his suit with the cowboy hat there.
Yeah, a Vietnam veteran himself.
He certainly is a Army combat veteran, actually.
Yes, hardcore.
Fantastic. Hey, Mayor. He's waving at us over here at our position.
Wow, nice to keep that thing running. Good job, guys.
There's our old engine.
That's the city of Prescott, isn't it? A former
engine
Prescott.
number 1.
Yes. Assuming it's the very first one, still in operation.
It's running better than my Kia.
Anything runs better than your Kia, Pete, I hate to tell you. No, actually, it gets you around. Got you here today, right?
It did indeed.
who lost their
Okay,
lives
here we
on
go.
June 30th, 2013.
Okay, next up,
To educate, inspire, and
oddly
motivate
enough,
visitors
entry
with
number
that
19,
behavior,
Granite Mountain Interagency Hotshot Crew Learning and Tribute Center.
That was done for a reason, I believe.
Indeed it was. Is a wildland fire learning center honoring the legacy of the 19 members of the Granite Mountain Hotshots who lost their lives on June 30th, 2013. They educate, inspire, and motivate visitors to adapt behaviors that prevent wildland fires, resulting in fewer fire-related fatalities.
Right, that's the Learning and Tribute Center up there at the mall, and boy, that's a neat place. You ever been up there? It's very, you learn a lot about, first of all, about the 19 who tragically lost their lives in 2013, but then you do learn a lot about wildfires, how to prevent them, and et cetera, et cetera. It's a great place to go if you have a chance when you're in Prescott. Stop up there and check it out.
Yep.
All right, number 20, Prescott Fire Department. They're proud to support all of our military veterans. From the men and women of Prescott Fire Department, they'd like to thank all of those who've served our country, both past and present.
And for those of you living out in the rural areas, be fire wise. Keep these guys from being too busy.
Exactly right. That can happen in the town, too, here.
Yes.
So, again, Pete, we're here live. We're in Prescott, Arizona. We appreciate you watching the 2022 Veterans Day Parade. A little bit chilly morning. You can see by the crowd, most everybody's bundled up just a little bit. It's not too bad, though. We're certainly not dealing with any kind of rain. It's a beautiful, sunny day.
Yes.
And just a perfect day. Capture the spirit of fall, for sure. Right now, it's 46 degrees. And humidity's very low, so it's a very comfortable morning, and it's going to warm up to about the mid-50s, I believe, today. It's going to be our high temperature here in Prescott, Arizona.
Virtual heat wave.
Okay, so we have TC Carpet Care coming by now. They're a veteran-owned and operated floor care company serving the Quad Cities. They care for all hardwood floors, tile, and carpet. They enjoy making your floors look brand new, specializing in repairs and carpet stretching, 100% guarantee of their work.
All right, now we've got Yavapai College Student Veterans Association. They provide supportive connections for students with military affiliation to generate camaraderie through fun activities, volunteerism, and community outreach.
Well, that's a neat group of the younger kids doing that. That's fantastic.
Yes.
Yavapai College, a big part of our community up here in Prescott.
And they've done a great job accommodating a lot of folks coming out of the service wanting to go back to school and get some additional skills. They've got great programs for them out there.
All right. Okay, looks like our next group.
Looks like a C-Tech truck.
So it must be still part of the
that's part of the Yavapai
College,
yeah.
Sometimes they have some gaps in between their people who are in the actual float procession there.
Happy group.
That guy's feet's dragging. Better watch out. You're gonna skin the soles off your shoes there.
Looks like we've got some more students carrying service flags with them.
Yeah, I like the POW.
Yes.
Missing in action flag.
And the Air Force. And in the middle, that looks like Army. Yes.
Yep, it's the Army. Way to go, Pete. Pete's probably more familiar because he has all that flying experience.
Civil Air Patrol.
That's
and,
right.
As long as we're talking about veterans, I want to thank my dad, who passed in 2013, an Air Force veteran during the Korean War, and my sister, an Air Force veteran during the 80s. So big thank you to my family.
You can see you just went by the Yavapai College Police. They have their own police department. And here's our next group. It's Robert Gardella. He's a USMC veteran from the Vietnam era. Was stationed at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. We've heard a lot talk about them lately. He and his wife are riding in their Polaris Ranger in support of other veterans.
Outstanding. Semper Fi.
All right, we have a little bit of break here. Let's go over just a little bit again, some of the history of the Veterans Day Parade right here in Prescott, Arizona. A Veterans Day Parade was held in Prescott for many years at the Fort Whipple Veterans Administration. It outgrew those facilities, as you can imagine, as we had more veterans enter our society, of course, after the wars. And then since 2015, though, it's been held here in downtown Prescott, always on November 11th at 11 a.m. This year, the theme for the parade is recognizing the Vietnam veterans, those who served in the 58,479 who never made it home, honor and respect. And you know, a few years back, Pete, Prescott was named one of the most patriotic cities
Indeed.
in the U.S. We have one of the highest percentages of veterans per capita of any city in the U.S. We're proud of that.
Yes, we are, and we've got a little section set up just on the other side of the grandstand with blue chairs that are reserved specifically for veterans.
And that would probably be a major part of this crowd who's here today, for sure.
And their families for your service.
And you know, of course, today, being a holiday,
today and every day.
we certainly have, you know, the day off. That's why we have the good crowd here. A lot of
Yep.
schools are off, banks are closed.
Unfortunately, my company is not, but I took a PTO day because I love being here.
I'm glad that you did, because we need you here, buddy.
And now we've got the Deli Webb Family Enrichment Center at Yavapai College. Their families are sincerely grateful to our veterans and their families for your service and sacrifice. They honor you all today and every day.
All right. And you can see the little kids. I bet they're enjoying that parade.
Oh, yeah.
Walking down the parade route. It's a very prestigious parade here in Prescott.
At least they're keeping warm by walking.
I don't remember.
That, yeah, well, they're in the sun, too. We're kind of in the shade, which is fine, because it is starting to warm up, and we're bundled just fine.
Remember the tiny little wheels?
Okay, and the next group here, they're known for their cookies.
I love them.
It's the Yavapai Sky Girl Scouts. They want to thank our local veterans for the service today, for their service. Today and always, those who live in freedom will always be grateful to all who've helped preserve it. That's a great line right there. That certainly tells it like it is, doesn't it? And I'm kind of disappointed they're not throwing cookies. Oh, yeah, I guess we're kind of past that season.
It's always in season for cookies.
It sure is.
Oh, look at the cuties.
Yes, sir. Okay, we got a little banner in here. Building Girls of Courage, Confidence, and Character. GirlScoutsAZ.org.
These are the people that are going to be taking care of us, Marty, in a little while.
Well, unfortunately, they're probably the case. Probably me sooner than you. But then again, I still have hair. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I thought
low
I was terrible.
blow,
Sorry
Marty,
about
low
that,
blow.
Pete. Probably a little too much, some people might say. Okay, and we have another group coming up.
Yeah, this is the American Legion Post 108, and they've been serving our veterans in Prescott Valley for more than 35 years. The Legion is the largest and oldest veterans organization in the world and was formed back in 1919 after the First World War, the war to end all wars, and it's an all active duty and veterans are welcome to join them and help serve and network with their military brothers and sisters.
That's great that they include active duty, too, because, you know, some are here on leave or what have you, and they want to pitch in while they're here, too.
Absolutely. 1919, that's back in, like, Ernest A. Love days.
Yeah, that was even, I'm pretty sure, just before KYCA was actually put on the air. Okay, American Legion Post 108. All kinds of nice vehicles there. And all of them Vietnam veterans,
Yes,
it
you
looks
can
like.
tell by their vests and hats what they did and where they served.
All right, Pete, now you got to tell me what kind of car you think this is coming up here.
It is a Ford Falcon.
You had it earlier and ding, 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 ding.
Yes.
It's
Nice
actually,
ride.
I think it's more like a Ranchero, but it's a Falcon
Oh, yeah,
Ranchero.
it is. It is a Ranchero. Whoa, little backfire right in front of me.
Yeah, man. That happens, though, when you got the combustible engine Navy Vietnam vet. All right.
60 to 64.
Very nice.
And on the back is his wife.
We're proud of these people who have served our country to preserve our freedoms, that's for sure.
And we got a guy in a trike doing some
That's
figure eights.
that is a chopper trike, too.
Yeah.
And that is its paint job, red, white, and blue. So he's patriotic whenever he's out riding this thing.
Yeah. Vietnam vet behind the handlebars.
I don't think he's going to do any donuts. Looks like he has a small V8 in there.
It's a Hemi.
Volkswagen engine. It's a Hemi, yeah. I mean, that'd be popping some wheelies if he did that.
He's having fun.
Yeah, he is. I'm having fun watching him. And there he goes. All right.
I got a feeling he likes
Great weather for convertibles and motorcycles.
That's right. And his brakes work well, too, it looks like.
Yep, and I hear the bagpipes approaching.
Certainly. Those are hard to miss.
Yes.
And, of course, they're very important, too, in military processions and ceremonies, etc.
Yes.
Post 1297. They work
And this is the Scottish American Military Society, post number 1297. And they work to preserve and promote Scottish and American military customs, heritage, and history. It is primarily comprised of veterans from both the United States and British Commonwealth nations who are of Scottish or Scots-Irish descent. Post 1297 is active in fundraising and other various programs and projects to support veterans.
You know, and that's another thing about Prescott is there's so many groups helping veterans up here, and the VA hospital is one of the best.
Yes.
You hear that all the time. And there are so many groups, it's hard to keep track of them all, but most of them have entered in the parade today, so we'll be talking about them. Speaking of entrants, we have I believe, over 90 entrants today.
That sounds about right. It gets bigger every year.
It does. All of our parades get bigger every year, and it's because this is a great place to have a parade right here in Prescott.
This is a cold day for kilts. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, you know, we might see some goosebumps on those knees as they go by. Okay.
And that's still the Scottish American Military Society?
Some of them are brave enough to wear kilts, some are not, and that's okay.
Yes. No judgment here.
No, not at all. The Arizona Highlanders, post 1297 Prescott. And as far as the bagpipes go, there was like 4 or 5 or 6 guys playing the bagpipes there, and I think really some of them hold a note, and the rest, most of them hold a note, and the other guys playing the main chorus, main lines there. And we have a little bit of a gap here in between groups. Coming past the Courthouse Plaza on this beautiful Veterans Day. We're glad you're joining us. And you can tell you that, you know, of course, Christmas coming up too. We have the Arizona Christmas City, of course, Prescott, Arizona. And you can already see decorations starting to go up for the Courthouse Plaza.
It's almost time for the lighting of the courthouse.
Well, it's coming up, certainly, December 3rd, I believe.
Feels like we just did it last week.
It sure seems like it.
Where did 2022 go?
Of course, we'll be bringing you that Christmas parade also.
Yes.
Peter Ryan and Marty Myers. Okay, here's our next group.
Yep, we've got Northern Arizona VA Healthcare System, and this group provides care to over 33,000 enrolled veterans spanning over 65,000 square miles of Northern Arizona. Approximately 30% of the employees are also veterans, and they're proud to be a part of this amazing community and are grateful for the opportunity to be here today. They're honored to provide outstanding care for our nation's heroes.
As a bee has entered our
Marty is
location
being attacked by a yellow jacket.
Well, I'm not wearing a yellow jacket. Why would he want me? Yeah, 65,000 square miles of Northern Arizona. These folks help veterans in. It's the Northern Arizona VA Healthcare System.
So if you get stung, I'm going to have to find an EpiPen.
Well,
right?
you know what? I think they'd probably somebody stop and help me, I hope.
Keep it down over here, Mr. Marty Myers.
Hey! Certainly. Keeping it down. Okay, so again, this is this group, Veterans Administration. Again, you're watching the 2022 Veterans Day Parade live from Prescott, Arizona. Watching on the News 1490 and KYCA.info, on the KYCA Facebook page, the City of Prescott website, and the City of Prescott Facebook page, live streaming. Okay, our next entrant is the Northern Arizona Veterans. Here comes their float, honoring all that served in the 58,479 that never returned. They'll always remember and respect Vietnam veterans. That's great. I think we do the same thing.
Yep.
Everyone here in Prescott, I'm sure everybody does. That's why we're all out here to honor the veterans.
It's a pretty cool looking float. Took a little work.
Sure did.
Hey, put that in your backyard.
Well, you know, it wouldn't quite fit the quite fit my backyard, I don't think. Mine's American Modern, so probably is your
completely
backyard.
different
Can you
style.
have that in your backyard? I don't even know. Not sure.
And coming up, our next group is the Veterans Association of Real Estate Professionals, the Prescott chapter. They're a nonprofit, or a national nonprofit organization dedicated to improving the lives of service members and veterans through housing and philanthropy.
Philanthropy is awesome.
I almost didn't pronounce that correctly.
That's okay. I'm sure they're still willing to give of themselves, and most people do here in all these entrants in the parade. All right, we have Great Circle Media, Magic 99, Arizona Faith Hope Family 103.9. Magic 99.1, they're your favorite morning show with Lisa Live and local weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. Arizona's Faith Hope Family offers encouragement and music you'll love 24/7. They both offer to remember and respect those that served and never did make it home. Entrant number 30. Beep, beep. All right. Oh, that was me.
That's a song.
That was me. I was trying to imitate
Toot, toot, beep, beep.
And you know, it
Hey,
seems
and
like
they might
just
hear that on their
yesterday
station. You never know.
that they established themselves, but the Franklin Phonetic Charter School has been in the Quad Cities area since 1996.
Yep, and behind them we've got the Franklin Phonetic Charter School. They've been in the Quad City area since 1996.
And we've got some twirlers here right behind the banner that you see. Oh, gotta pick that up. All these people are twirling their batons.
Yeah.
It's always amazed me. I could never do that. My sisters did that growing up, and then, they bring their baton home. I couldn't do it.
I have a different skill set. It's not batons.
Yeah, I bashed myself in the head a few times, obviously, with those batons.
But the twirlers have been part of the school for over 20 years, and they have boys and girls from kindergarten through 8th grade. And they have the only twirling team in northern Arizona. That's something to be proud of.
Yeah, I knew I liked them for some reason.
And they love our veterans.
Cool. And like they said, of all ages.
Next is the Prescott Antique Auto Club.
You know, some people can't even chew gum and walk at the same time.
They're doing it all.
They're twirling and walking, and maybe some of them are even chewing gum, too. You never know.
As well as scholarships to local
Okay, it is the Prescott Antique Auto Club right behind them, celebrating over 50 years in Prescott. They're the oldest car club in northern Arizona. They support the VA hospital, as well as scholarships to local colleges. Presently, they have over 260 members and 500 vehicles, the Prescott Antique Auto Club.
And it looks like that truck's in memory of a World War I, World War II, and Cold War era vet. So many generations serving the country. Here's some nice vehicles.
Telling you.
Don't ask me what any of these are.
Well, and you know, it'd be great if they actually maybe gave that information to us, but we can kind of guess, and then people can see how wrong we are. You know, you get into the late 60s and on from there, I can tell you a lot of those, but beep, beep. And he was doing the dun, 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 dun. So I answered beep, beep. That's what I did.
We'll have to coordinate it.
That's what I was doing there. Okay, and so, again, convertibles are really the way to go in a parade.
Wow, these bees are relentless today.
I'm not
That's
sure.
Right, Marty, make them mad.
It's
Marty,
probably
make them
those
mad.
donuts over here. I can't even eat them, but they're sitting right there, and that's where the bees and the yellow jackets are coming.
If I get stung, I'm telling Jason to take it out of your pay.
If you get stung, that'll be great. Okay, hey, come on in, bees. Okay, there's a nice Eldorado there. We got an Impala convertible.
Yep.
That could be one of those ones with one of those huge engines in it. Oh. That definitely wasn't a V8, I can tell you that.
That was like a V1.
Just drop that clutch. It'll take it.
There's some Marines in this convertible.
From 68 to 70, they served. There's a nice Bel Air coming up here. Red Bel Air, and then a Volkswagen Bug from the early era, probably the early 70s, mid-70s.
Yep. And a microbus.
There's a little bit of everything in this car club, and they say they have over 500 vehicles. I don't believe they're going to parade all of them
That'd be a long
here
day.
in front of us. You know, they'll probably save another day for that.
I don't even know what that is. What is it?
That's adorable.
Wow, that's incredible cars. They really are. This the shine coming off of them. I'm glad that we're not in the angle towards the sun because they're so shiny.
Made in Ohio.
Oh, man.
I didn't know they came in that size.
That's a Woody of some sort. It's
Yeah.
got a wood side there. I'm not sure. It looks like a, I'm not sure. It says on there Crossley, it looked like.
Yep. It's a 1952 Crossley Super Station Wagon.
Super station wagon. It's super. Oh, there's an international. Those things are great. Talk about going anywhere.
And now we've got the Disabled American Veterans, Chapter 16 of Prescott. The DAV Chapter 16 is a veteran service organization that has been a fixture in Yavapai County since 1950. November 11th is the day for recognizing those who have given themselves in service to our nation are veterans, active duty service members, guardsmen, and reservists. They're dedicated to helping veterans and their families using proceeds from 2 thrift stores and private donations as well.
Those thrift stores are great, I got to tell you.
Yes.
DAV. You can go in there and find a lot of what you need. You can also give to them. You can give and donate to them, and then they can sell and help the veterans who are in our community.
In fact, do it before the end of the year. Get your tax write-off.
That's exactly right. Up to $400 per single and $800, whatever it is. All right. Embry-Riddle, Aeronautical University, Army ROTC. These are recruits and trained cadets. They become future Army officers in the U.S. Army, Army Reserve, or the Army National Guard. Now, these cadets conduct realistic training. They have the ability to attend Army schools, such as Airborne School. Cadets. Embry-Riddle, Aeronautical University, Army ROTC.
Yep, great staple here in our community.
Lining up. Well, here we go.
Doing some push-ups
That's
for us.
right. Drop and give me 1,000. Well, they're doing 3 for every number. Seems like. I wonder how many times they have to do this on the parade route, because if they have to do it just around the corner and then over around the corner over there.
They just did about
All
20
right.
more than I could do.
Well, they only did 23.
Says the man with the box of donuts right in front of him.
Yeah. And the Yellow Jackets, too. Don't forget them. All right. Again, we're here live in Prescott with the 2022 Veterans Day Parade. Got a couple of stragglers there, our OTC guys and gals.
And right behind Embry-Riddle, we've got the iCare Adult Day Care. It's a day program providing planned care, supervision, and activities, personal care, personal living skills training, meals, and health monitoring in a group setting. Their mission is to provide exceptional care and support to the participants and their loved ones by creating a positive and supportive environment. Great service to the community.
That's right. iCare Adult Day Care Center.
I couldn't even do that.
No, we hurt ourselves.
You know, and those are very necessary, especially for veterans.
Yes.
As they go on in age, then they're going to need some extra care.
Yep.
Great to have them in our community. Okay, down the parade route there, another entrant coming up. Looks like number 37, and that marks we're just a little bit over a third of the way through our parade here today.
Thank you.
Here we go. It's Yavapai Home Pro Excavating and Contracting. Looks like they're on their way. There's David B. from World War II. Howdy. So Yavapai Home Pro Excavation and Contracting LLC, they offer a wide range of residential and commercial excavation services. They're a family-owned and operated company. They offer more than just digging. Give them a call today and your hometown operator will get to work.
How's it going, Bert?
There's Bert.
Got a lot of active seaters in their scooters today.
He was not followed by Ernie, as you saw.
Coming up here, it's the Yavapai Home Pro
So yeah, the excavation and contracting. Have you ever had to like dig in your backyard? I mean, gosh, I wish I knew about these guys.
Yeah, it's not a fun task going it alone. Get a professional.
And excavating, yes, also, you know, when you have to like dig a hole, and then you got to fill it back in, and then you got to put decorative rock. You know, they do all that work.
And as they say, registered contractors build confidence.
Exactly right. Nope, someone's got a happy pup in there. You can see, oh, there's a brand new vet. You can see that they have a big bucket from one of their excavators on top, a couple smaller ones.
Hey, mister,
All the vehicles four-wheel drive, of course, except for that Corvette.
You never know.
It doesn't, well, it might be all-wheel drive, but I don't believe be four-wheel drive.
An old Mustang convertible.
Yep, coming up the line there.
Prescott United Methodist Church. They're all privileged
So there's some more vehicles there following up.
This year's special recognition for the
And here's our next entrant.
Yeah, we've got Prescott United Methodist Church. They are privileged to honor all of our veterans, but this year's special recognition for the Vietnam veterans. Your downtown church that has been serving the Prescott community for over 150 years.
You know, 100, think about that.
Yeah.
150 years.
Wow.
Everybody's hometown, downtown church.
World War II veteran.
Looks like Corporal Bob Pratt from World War II service, 43 to 45. He's 99 years old. Wow.
All right, riding in shotgun there in that Mustang. And then we have another old Chevrolet coming up here from the Methodist. A part of the Methodist Cruisers, it says on the door there.
Veteran United States Air Force. Thanks for your service.
All veteran drivers here.
Now, you wanted to talk Corvair, right?
There we go.
There it is. I just went by. And then an Imperial, I believe that is there.
Packard?
Well, it's a, yeah, Packard, I guess it is. They kind of, the front end kind of looked like one of those Imperials.
That's a Jeep, I can tell that.
That one was a Jeep for sure. You have another 57 Chevy coming up here, it looks like. That's a beautiful car.
Yeah.
Following the Methodist Church is the Prescott Sunrise.
And then coming up the line right behind these wonderful vehicles, and these people are giving of their time and showing off their cars and to honor veterans here in the Prescott area and of course all across Arizona.
You know, a lot more vehicles than horses this time around.
Okay, and next up is the Prescott Sunrise Lions Club. They're celebrating 61 years of service to the Prescott community. They honor their World War II veteran, 102 years young, Lieutenant Al Cheney.
Wow.
Along with Lieutenant Cheney, they recognize all of the Vietnam veterans of the community. We all know that freedom is not free.
No, it is not.
They'd be the first ones to tell you that, and we're going to say thank you.
Wow, 102 years old.
Man, oh man.
And looking better than me.
Well, Pete,
Don't say it. I walked right into that one.
No, you did. You kind of set yourself up for that one there. With the Lions Club, they certainly serve the community in so many ways. I know that they have, they've got those, paper drives that they do. They also do glasses drives. They do all kinds of things for the community. They really do. All
now
right.
We've got the
Shady ladies and Prescott regulators. I like to put the ladies first.
You're such a gentleman.
Well, they're first in line.
And the Prescott Regulators and the Shady Ladies are a nonprofit organization whose mission is to preserve history in Prescott and the state of Arizona. Many of their members are esteemed veterans of the U.S. Armed Forces, and they thank and honor our Vietnam veterans and send their love and prayers to the families whose sons and daughters did not return. God bless them all.
And you can see the period garb that they're in. Boy, they really go all out on that, too. It's awesome. The Regulators and their Shady Ladies. And, they're at pretty much every event that you go to.
They are.
Up here in Prescott.
Very active group up here.
They are. That's a nice little float there. Looks like they spent some time on that. They got the Jersey Lily and the Sheriff's Jail Tombstone guns on their float. Great.
Hey, some horses.
These are the first horses that we've seen in the parade.
Usually we're inundated with horses.
Well, we might be here as we go along.
Yeah, this is the Spirit of the West Riders, and they're appearing on behalf of the John Wayne Cancer Foundation. These Westerners authentically depict the American frontier in motion pictures on the History Channel and other TV networks. They're proud military veterans in this unit. How about a Prescott welcome for the Spirit of the West Riders and their beautiful horses? Watch them in the New Year's Rose Parade this coming January 2nd.
Well, I got to tell you, I've probably seen them on TV too because I like to watch those Westerns.
Yes,
certainly.
And would like to give a huge thank you to each of you for your service.
Okay, and we have another very important group in our community coming up. It's the Salvation Army. They've been in Prescott since 1893.
Wow.
They honor our servicemen and servicewomen. Would like to give a huge thank you to each of you for your service.
And they are also gracious recipients of anything you can donate.
Exactly right. And then they turn around and provide food and shelter to so many people serving Yavapai County from right here in Prescott.
And coming up in the blue and white, we've got the Arizona Nurse Honor Guard of Yavapai Chapter. This offers nurses recognition and honor for those men and women who have dedicated their lives to the nursing profession. They pay tribute to these individuals at the time of their visitations or memorial service.
And, you know, nurses, you know, I mean, you can't give them enough credit either, for sure.
There was a little guy who took me in there, and he bought everybody a drink. And I said,
I like the little hats they wear. I want to get one of those.
I don't know if you can pull that off.
Probably not. Okay, and here's our next group coming up. American Legion Post 40 from Chino Valley. They place over 100 American and service flags right there on the highway, heading out of Prescott up north on Highway 89, 7 holidays a year. This is the trailer that they storm in, and with the town citizen patrol for a safety escort required by ADOT, then they place the flags in the morning. The flags were placed at 7 a.m. this morning. American Legion Post 40, Chino Valley. That's a big job because we celebrate a lot up here.
Yes, we do.
And they certainly put those in there.
So this is the Northern Arizona All Airborne Group, and they are all paratroopers, men and women who are members of the elite airborne units who have served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Grenada, Gulf War, and the present.
Excellent. And then the United States submarine veterans. The Gudgeon Base, they're based in Prescott Valley. Their only requirement, to join is to be successfubly designated as qualified in submarines, and they don't mean the sandwich. Submarines, man, that's, you know, those guys are deep. They really are.
I had a friend that served on a sub, and he's as short as I am. I think you have to be.
Well, also you hit your head a lot.
And she's going underwater. You want to go underwater in a giant...
All right, so they're entrant number 48, United States submarine veterans, based in Prescott Valley. There they go.
And here come the horses.
All right, more horses. I knew they were. You said they were coming.
I jinxed it. This is the Chino Valley Equestrian Park, and today they're proud to say thank you to all who served in the Vietnam War, where all gave some and some gave all, lest we forget. Inspired by the hopes and dreams of a community, they encompass the true grit and true spirit that makes Arizona a great equestrian state.
And it is a great equestrian state, that's for sure. And yeah, the beautiful horses, and just the way that they hold
animals.
themselves. It's almost as if they can tell they're in a parade.
Yeah.
Boy, they sure
gorgeous
are
animals.
sparkly, some of them, aren't they?
Beautiful horses. Beautiful.
I wonder if my condo association would allow a horse.
Well, they might if you.
I mean, I've got like a covered parking space. It doesn't have to be a car, right? It's my transportation.
Well, that's exactly right. But then, of course, cars don't have to be picked up after.
True.
Or fed. Well, they do get to be fed, but not anything biological. Oh, look at the mane on that one. Beautiful.
Yes.
And you know, it does take a lot of care to have a horse, and certainly a larger area than your condo, Pete. That's for sure. You've got a miniature horse there.
Yeah.
They should put him first instead of last.
It's a Pete-sized horse.
It is.
And you know what, Patty? They brought along
All different types of horses, too, it looks like. Yeah, and then, of course, you know, we always know that following behind, it has to be
the intrepid pooper scoopers.
That's right. And of course, they got their little brooms and their shovels, and
that's a cool setup. They got like a burrow with like a pail on each side.
It's a poop pack, I think. You know, is what they're doing there. So, yeah, way to go, burrow.
They need to
no, don't stop in front of us.
They're
Keep
giving
it
you.
Yeah,
they're
thank
giving
you.
you a present, Marty.
Okay, here's our next group.
Yeah, this is the Good Samaritan Society, and they're celebrating 100 years of care for seniors and 44 years in this community. They're dedicated to sharing God's love through the work of health, healing, and comfort.
Excellent. Another convertible.
And behind them is Alta Vista Senior Living. Proudly presents our seniors who have served their country with honor.
Okay, so we have another group here of senior living folks, Alta Vista Senior Living. They proudly present our seniors who have served in the country with honor and pride. They'd like to honor all the Vietnam veterans that are with them here today, the ones that have gone before us. Management and staff would like to wish everyone a safe and happy Veterans Day. And you can see that's more. There's the big bus.
Another party bus.
They have to have the bus. I think maybe these groups party a little bit more than we know about.
I wonder if they got like hydraulics on that thing. You know, bump it up and down.
Jump it up and down.
Road,
Yeah. Well, we probably don't do that. you know, you still have the hip issue and things like that. So you got to be
gotta be
careful. But
careful.
Alta Vista Senior Living, they're very important in our community, and they certainly have some veterans
Yes.
living there with them.
Yes.
Taking care of our veterans.
All right. Now
Well, we
we've
saw
got-
the Girl Scouts.
Yeah, and now we've got the Boy Scouts. It's the Boy Scout Troop 10, and they're sponsored by St. Luke's Episcopal Church. And they've been affiliated for almost 75 years. Scouts are always on the go, camping, hiking, performing community service, and having a great time in general. Join them any Tuesday at St. Luke's.
You know, and in Boy Scouts, when I was in Boy Scouts, you know, we got to go camping and such. But around here, are you kidding? Arizona? Man, if I grew up here, I grew up in the Midwest, but what great places to go camping around here.
So much to explore out there.
Hiking, and then of course they perform community service like
Yes.
crazy around
Yes.
around the community too. So
A lot of Eagle Scout projects going up.
Looking good, Scouts.
one thing I noticed about this parade, they're not throwing out any candy. I'm glad I can't eat any of it. But most of the adults are in the front row along the parade route. You see, you know, they've got their hand. I'm just kidding. They don't do that.
If they want to throw out some mittens, I'd be okay with that.
That's right. All right, so our next group. Sorry about that. And there's that bee again. Maybe he'll leave us alone one of these times. Okay, it's the General George Crook Chapter Daughters of the American Revolution. They've been in service since 1927, serving veterans, I should say, and the Prescott community. Its missions to promote education, historic preservation, and patriotism. God, country, and home is the motto of the Daughters of American Revolution. And please visit dar.org for more info. Right behind them would be the
Sons of the American Revolution.
Sons of the American Revolution.
And they're a group of men who have traced their ancestry back to the founding of our country. And they visit schools sharing with children the story of our country's beginning. They support veterans by visiting VA hospitals and helping them research their ancestors as well. They support junior ROTC and ROTC. They honor the veterans who have given their all to keep this country free. They stand for the flag and kneel for the fallen.
Okay, and our next entrant, boy, it is some dry weather out here today. Lonesome Valley Company, Arizona Rangers, the all-volunteer uniform law enforcement auxiliary with a rich history dating back to the beginning of the 20th century. Rangers provide law enforcement assistance, support youth organizations. They help keep alive the history and traditions of the Old West.
All right, here's the float I've been waiting for. It's Daylight Donuts of Prescott. They're located at 811 Whipple Street. They offer fresh made from scratch donuts and cookies, as well as ice cream treats 7 days a week. Not a day off. Selected as the Prescott Chamber of Commerce Best Veteran-Owned Business in 2020.
Right.
Daylight Donuts is a family-owned small business bringing smiles to the faces of our friends and neighbors since 2019.
Can you go back to the fresh made from scratch donuts and cookies?
I don't want you to get too excited. You might run off on me.
We don't want to do that either. Okay, here we go with the Yavapai Republican Committee Party. They are a grand old party. Representatives and candidates stay committed to the alienable rights of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. They invite every American to join them in the path of a stronger, safer, and prosperous America. May we stand together as one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I think I've heard that somewhere before.
It does ring a bell. It does ring a bell.
Certainly. I think we said that just a while ago. That's fantastic. It's the Yavapai Republican Committee Party.
And behind them, we've got the Republican Women of Prescott. They're dedicated to promoting and the conservative principles of the Republican Party. They're the largest club in the state of Arizona and in the country.
In the whole country,
It's
they are.
amazing, isn't it? Taking pride in their American heritage, their community, and their support of our troops.
There they are.
Thanks, RWOP.
That's right. They call themselves RWOP, Republican Women of Prescott. And if you haven't heard of them, I'm sure you will at some point, because, again, they are the largest club in the state and in the country. Honor and remember. Again, today's theme for the Veterans Day Parade, 2022 Veterans Day Parade here in Prescott Live. It's recognizing the Vietnam veterans, those who served, and the 58,479 who never made it home. Honor and respect. So it's all about the Vietnam veterans today, and of course all veterans on Veterans Day.
It was really good, and they had turkey.
All right.
Mashed potatoes and
Now,
green beans.
It looks like, what are these? These are weird looking horses, man. Oh, they're not horses. They're llamas. It's the Rocky Mountain Llama and Alpaca Association. They're a nonprofit organization dedicated to education about llamas and alpacas. You can check them out at rmla.com online. Again, go online to RMLA, nonprofit group. We're going to teach you about alpacas. You know what those are?
I'm looking at them. That's all I know about them. Looks like it's mix and match, horses and llamas.
Well, the alpacas are little llamas.
Oh, is that
Kinda
how it
like
works?
that, yeah.
Okay.
Kind of.
They look nice and warm with all that wool.
They are nice and warm. But some of them get shaved and then they're nice and warm again because their hair grows back. Or their fur.
Lucky them, their hair grows back.
Yeah, you said that. I didn't, but that was funny, Pete. Nice job. That one made me giggle.
I don't care. I have new shampoo. I'm saving money, man.
That's right. You're buying a lot less combs these days, I think. And then when you pulled in, I told them to look for Pete, and I said, you know, you had black hair.
A distingued bald gentleman.
Well, I didn't say that. I said you had black hair is what I said, so I kind of gave you some credit there. Oh, boy. Boy, those llamas and the alpacas, I think, are the little ones.
Yes. Look how fuzzy they are.
Yeah, they're the cutest things ever. They really are. They look like, I'm trying to figure out what the face is on some of those with the hair that's grown out. They're just cute as all can be.
They look like something out of a Pixar movie.
They certainly do. like little gnomes or something, their faces. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Lodge number 1, free and accepted Masons. Their family float is comprised of members of the lodge. Arizona's first
next up we've got Aztlan Lodge number 1, free and accepted Masons. Their family float is comprised of members of the Aztlan Masonic Lodge number 1 and the free and accepted Masons. Arizona's first Masonic Lodge, organized in 1866, and the Golden Rule Chapter number 1, Order of Eastern Star, formed by Morris Goldwater in 1888. Both groups are located in Prescott off Willow Creek Road and meet at the Aztlan Lodge building.
I'm glad you could pronounce that because I had no
That's a
idea.
lot of consonants in a row. I was struggling, my friend.
Yeah, there's only 2 vowels in the same one. But that's all right. Okay, our next group is the American Legion Post 78 from Dewey Humboldt. Supporting veterans, veterans' families, and the community, they also support the Legion of the Silver Rose. And, of course, they got their awesome motorcycles there. A couple nice cars. There's a little Galaxy, Ford Galaxy coming up. It's a convertible. They don't have the top down. It's a little too cold for them, I think.
Yes, indeed.
You know what? It is warming up, though. It's very, very enjoyable
like
morning. And
like
afternoon now it is.
Yes. Next up, we've got the Copper State Detachment of the Granite Mountain Young Marines. Copper State Detachment, Marine Corps League. Once a Marine, always a Marine, Semper Fi. Color Guard marching unit of the Granite Mountain Young Marines, strengthening the lives of American youth through discipline, leadership, and teamwork.
Young Marines, that's the way to go right there.
You know, and they're also helping promote.
I had a lot of friends growing up who were Marines. They were young Marines. They're not young Marines now.
Yes, yes.
But they were. Okay, and then we have some more in the parade here of the Young Marines. Looks like.
Toys for Tots with the Marine Corps.
That's right.
Coming up here shortly for the holiday season.
Well, and the holiday season really is upon us by now. We can say we're official. When
Yeah.
Veterans Day hits, it's the
I
holidays.
think Walmart was doing Christmas about 2 months ago.
They were. Yeah, it was summertime and they didn't have any swimming suits. But that's okay. They'll have them. They'll have them in February.
Yes. Half off.
No, they better leave them on. I think is the best way to go. Toys for Tots. That's always a neat thing.
Yes.
You know, because there's people who just can't afford gifts for their children.
Everybody deserves a little treat for the holiday.
I'm telling you, it's understandable to a lot of people these days. Okay, here's our 64th entrant, Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association. They're an association of combat veterans from all branches of the United States Armed Forces who ride motorcycles as a hobby. They strive to honor the memory of those who have gone before. Their mission now is to support and defend those who have defended our country and our freedoms. Vets, helping vets. Again, more cool motorcycles. That's got to be the life right there.
Yep. Open road.
open road, and
you know, I like to call him Santa Claus in a brown truck.
all right.
Yeah,
And what has Brown done for you?
Delivered my Amazon packages. In fact, I wonder if that truck has a thing I'm waiting on. I should go ask them. But no, this is UPS, and they'd like to honor the sacrifices that many have made for our country in the name of freedom and democracy. What can Brown do for you? UPS is a proud supporter of the United States military and deliver packages and smiles around the Quad City area.
You know, those drivers, they are smiling.
They are. They are.
Well, they live in one of the most beautiful places. This is a place where people vacation. We live here.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm very grateful and thankful for that myself. UPS, yes, and of course, you see them driving around every day. They're very courteous and kind on the road.
Oh, yeah. Always have a good experience with their drivers.
Certainly. Well, we have a stalled bike holding up the parade route. All right, let's get one of those alpacas to tow him. There he goes. What? It's kind of loud. Some of the motorcycles are kind of loud here on the parade route. But we're happy to be here, and we're happy that you're with us, watching the 2022 Veterans Day Parade live from Prescott, Arizona. One of USA's most patriotic cities.
They're led by Drum Major Audrey Wilkin.
And it looks like we're going to have a band coming up. We've been waiting for another band to come through.
Yes.
It's the Chino Valley High School Cougar Band. They're very excited to be here. They participate in numerous parades throughout the year. They're proud to honor our veterans by marching in today's parade. They're led by Drum Major Audrey Wilkin with band director Jenny Gappinger. Chino Valley High School Marching Cougars. Let's check them out, listen to them as we see them approach our parade position here. 2022 Veterans Day Parade, live from Prescott, Arizona.
Okay, this is Katy Perry Fireworks. I'm on it today, boy.
Wait. Katy, who's that?
She came in about 20 years after the music you listen to.
I heard that John Rust went to her concert.
Really?
Well, I'm not sure, though.
I don't think that's his genre.
No, it probably, no, actually, yeah, it's not.
Let's hear it for the Chino Valley High School.
I'm getting flashbacks of me in high school.
Well, it was a lot less long ago than it was for me, so there we go. And our next group coming through, entry number 67.
Finley Auto Group. They're privileged to have the opportunity to honor the bravery, dedication, and sacrifice of the men and women who have worn the cloth of this nation. Through their sacrifice and service, they have earned the title of veteran, and while today they join together to celebrate veterans, they do so with a solemn pledge to thank and honor you, not just today, but every day.
All right, hey, you know what? When they went by,
You know, that's no fair. While I'm talking on the air,
I
Marty
got some candy.
free candy
I did, yeah.
from the...
But I can't eat it, so it's yours, man.
Okay.
Go right ahead. Okay, here we go, Finley. And now our next entry is still down the street a ways, so we'll talk about them in a moment. Finley in Prescott has numerous vehicles, numerous lines of vehicles. They have GMC, they have Subaru, Prescott, Toyota, and what else we have there? Hyundai.
Yep.
All right. They just added that recently. Yeah, they're a major contributor in our community here.
Support all kinds of organizations.
They certainly do. A lot of community support. Okay, and next up, the Kiwanis Club of Prescott. And you can see them making their way down the parade route. I've seen more flags today than I think I've ever seen before in my life, which is awesome. The Kiwanis Club of Prescott was founded in 1924. They've remained dedicated to improving the lives of children in the community, one child at a time. Through their annual auction, the club raises over $150,000 per year and provides funding to numerous child-focused nonprofit organizations in the community, in addition to providing college scholarships directly to numerous graduating seniors every year. That's pretty helpful for those seniors.
Yep. It's getting expensive after high school these days.
It is indeed. That's the Kiwanis Club of Prescott. And it looks like they have some wonderful vehicles. That GTO is something else, isn't it? That red. Love that color.
Number of veterans carrying their flags.
I see you doing it.
There they go. He tried to lay scratch. He did with one. That's a little more successful.
There we go.
It's a little bit older GTO. Very nice.
With the marker plate from Texas, Bad GTO.
Yes, sir.
It is indeed.
I'm excited, Patty.
GTOs are pretty bad. That's an older one there.
Coming up is Summit 4x4 Company.
Okay, and right behind the cool muscle cars, we have some 4x4s coming up the parade route.
They're from the Summit 4x4 Company, and they're specializing in custom 4x4 builds and service. They have established themselves as a local leader for everything off-road. Their newest location is at 420 Miller Valley Road, and they offer state-of-the-art technology and tooling to ensure your vehicle receives the highest level of service. Visit their showroom packed with adventure and equipment like camping gear, lighting, performance parts, and more.
Oh, you know what? I bet if I did that in my Toyota Corolla, I probably would get arrested.
You'd get a ticket for sure.
Yeah, these 4x4s are incredible. There's so many trails and so many places, and you know, these folks start off with Jeeps, but they do all different kinds of 4x4s. And boy, they are just completely decked out, ready for the off-roading for sure. I don't think any of those are going to do some burnout. So
They're trying to. They're trying to.
Oh, look at that big old Dodge van, Ram van.
Yeah,
that's
lifted.
four-wheel drive.
A lifted van. I don't think
And
I've
you know
seen one of those.
they did make those stock four-wheel drive, some of them.
Interesting.
You had to order them that way, I think. But the Jeeps have plenty. And the four-door ones, and with the hardtop, I think they're good-looking, good-looking vehicles.
Some rough stuff out there.
And then you got the older ones here.
Now you heard of the Winchester House, right?
You can hear that screeching all around the courthouse plaza
Well, I
here.
think
It
this
looks
is
like.
the Winchester Jeep.
Tell you what, the Jeeps, they're plenty capable. In fact, the Jeep Posse is named the Jeep Posse for a purpose.
I like this Jeep. It's named the Empty Pockets. That's probably about right.
Definitely empty pockets. But no, they're beautiful. Look at that. And then the new truck type one there, too. Okay.
They salute all veterans with their America First talk show lineup on KQNA 11:30 a.m.
So we've got
Blue Classic Country on Cattle Country 94.3 FM.
We've got Yavapai Regional Transit.
Okay, yeah, it looks like.
Or no, that's not. That's Arizona's hometown radio group.
Go ahead.
Okay, yep. They salute all veterans with their America First talk show lineup at KQNA at 11:30 a.m. Also, Red, White, and Blue Classic Country on Cattle Country 94.3 FM and 100.7 in Prescott. Get the A to Z hometown radio app.
All right, and then now coming up, Yavapai Regional Transit. They're a nonprofit tax credit authorized transit service. Services run from Chino Valley to Prescott Valley, providing transportation to doctor's appointments, grocery stores, home goods, Prescott Courthouse, Yavapai College, and employment locations. All rides are for free.
Nice.
Community likes that. Yavapai Regional Transit. And one of their buses. Very nice. Hey, do you hear bagpipes again?
I was going to say, I hear bagpipes coming.
Did that group go around again? Oh, no, we have another group, don't we?
We do indeed. This is the Scottish American Military Society, Post 1314. This post is one of Prescott Valley's foremost veteran organizations, comprised of mostly American combat veterans with Scottish or Scotch-Irish heritage. They are a nonprofit 501c3 with the aim of helping other veterans. Among their members is a distinguished World War II Navy veteran, Jerry Welna, a D-Day survivor and veteran from almost every branch of the service is represented.
Yes, a D-Day survivor. Wow. That's impressive in itself. Scottish American Military Society, Post 1314. Yep, I think all four of the guys in the front are playing. It sounds like they're all playing the same tune, and they're pretty much in sync there. Awesome. I wonder how they come up with the post numbers. 1314 is this post number for the Scottish American Military Society.
I don't know. There's the D-Day survivor rolling right by us.
All right, Arizona Territorial Society.
Yep, they're honoring 1960 Prescott High graduates who gave their all serving in Vietnam. And that includes Captain Charles Gwynn and Captain David Lange, Silver Star recipients, double Bronze Star with Valor and double Purple Heart recipient First Lieutenant Charles Taylor, and Army Commendation recipient Captain Roxy Webb. Roxy Webb, we know him well. Posthumously remembering Captain Douglas Zimmerman, recipient of the Vietnamese Cross of Gallantry, Silver Star, 3 Bronze Stars, and a Purple Heart.
And that's a lot of medals on
That
these
is.
chests, I'm telling you. That's a lot of service.
A lot of courage.
Talk about giving of your all and committing yourself. Fantastic.
Got some more nurses coming up.
That's Polera Health, it looks like. They're a local nonprofit organization guiding the way to wellness for over 55 years. They're your community partner for mental health and crisis. You can now call or text 988. That's the new crisis suicide lifeline. You can do that 24/7, 988, kind of like 911.
I think they did that a couple months ago.
They're
Came
a
out with that.
local nonprofit
That's right.
organization guiding the way to wellness for over 55 years. They are your community partner for mental health and crisis.
And you know that that actually changed the way that Arizonans, at least in some of the area codes, have to actually dial, because the 988, if you had anything in order of the 988, you had to get rid of, or you had to actually dial that now instead of just dialing the local number.
Right,
You have to put the 928 like ours is in front of it.
Yep.
So that's why they did that.
And behind them, we've got Prescott Frontier Days, the world's oldest rodeo, 2023 royalty.
All right, going to introduce the royalty.
Yep, they're represented today by their 2023 Queen Bella Jenkins, Senior Court Trinity Tompkins, and Junior Court Queen Gianna Morton, and Junior Court Abigail Griffith, and 2023 Prescott Frontier Days Sweetheart, Timby Tompkins.
Timby Tompkins, all right.
If you're lost, they're going to find you.
Up on horseback there.
70th birthday, founded in 1952.
Okay, and then we have the Jeep County, or Yavapai County Jeep, they are, celebrating their 70th birthday, founded in 1952. They're one of the oldest search and rescue units in America. They look forward to many more years of serving the community as the Sheriff's Auxiliary, Yavapai County Jeep.
Man, keep it so shiny. Have you ever even had it
You got the
off-road?
posse there.
Oh, man.
Yep, lots of search and rescue organizations this part of the state.
Well, there has to be. You know, when you have fires and you have some flooding and things like that, you need people to help you. These folks are there. They're all over it.
But remember, plan ahead and keep these guys from having to come out and find you.
That's right. Carry your cell phone, all those things, the hiking tips and camping tips.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Coming up is the Detachment 028 Air Force ROTC. They developed a brand
And it looks like we have some more marching going on here.
Yeah, this is Detachment 28 of the Air Force ROTC, and they develop brand new college students into high-performing active duty officers for the United States Air Force and the new United States Space Force. Standing at 232 cadets strong, they remain one of the largest Air Force ROTC units in the nation, and they're proud and thankful to be a part of the exceptional Prescott community.
I think a lot of students are clamoring to get into that group.
Absolutely. And we're proud to have them.
Certainly. Certainly in step there.
Singing the Air Force theme song as they pass by.
Boy, that's a comforting.
Nice.
Comforting, isn't it? Nobody can stop the U.S. Air Force. That's the truth.
Yep. Reciting the Airman's Pledge of the Air Force.
Very impressive. Very, very impressive. That was the Detachment 28 Air Force ROTC. Now Bucky O'Neill VFW Post 541. Founded in January of 1921, named after the famous Rough Rider William Bucky O'Neill. The post is the oldest continued active VFW post in Arizona, the second oldest in the nation. Their mission is to be a service organization helping veterans. Certainly what they do. That's entry number 79. We're coming down to it. Boy, some great entrants today. We have all kinds of different things for us to see in different ways to honor our veterans here at the 2022 Veterans Day Parade live from Prescott, Arizona. Thanks for joining us. I'm Marty Myers, by the way. Peter Iannone here with me.
Yep.
And we're having a great time, and on this beautiful day, beautiful Veterans Day in Prescott, Arizona.
The dynamic duo.
Who said that?
My Batman or Boar Wonder, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Anyway, this is Ryan McMenemy. They're honoring their late father, Ronald McMenemy, and he was the first, or in the 1st Marines, 1966 to 1968, serving in Vietnam, stationed in Da Nang. He was in the Forward Air Command and called in many airstrikes to help fellow Marines advance in the front lines. His dad flew over the DZ in a recon plane. He saw one of his Marine helicopters go down. Everyone survived the crash, thankfully, and he sadly passed on his 70th birthday due to Agent Orange.
Agent Orange, used in Vietnam, and that did create a lot of problems for some people, especially the enemy.
Yes.
All right, and then we have some military vehicles from back in the day, historic military vehicles. These historic vehicles, they're owned by individuals for the purpose of preserving history for present and future generations. We have, it looks like a 1945, and they're telling us what these are. This is great. A 1945 Willie MR quarter-ton Jeep, a 1953 Willie MC8 A1 quarter-ton Jeep, and then last but not least, we'll see a 1945 Dodge WC-51 3/4-ton truck. Boy, that's a
beast.
It is a beast, and it can do a lot of work. Obviously has.
And then behind that, we've got the Yavapai chapter, Daughters of the American Revolution. They've established themselves in Arizona in 1981. They support veterans, local schools, historical sites, women's shelters, and homeless veterans in our community.
Awesome. The veterans get a lot of support from a lot of different people. And
as they deserve.
The Daughters of the American Revolution Yavapai chapter coming down the parade route. All right, now the Arizona Rough Riders Historical Association. They're a group of living historic reenactors who portray the period of 1898 during the Spanish-American War and Bucky O'Neill. Arizona Rough Riders Historical Association.
All right, Marty, who are you going to call?
I'm not going to call my lawyer.
You're going to call the Arizona
Ghostbusters. Yeah.
They're a 501c3 charity organization raising awareness and visibility for partners through costuming. On the route today are members of the Ghostbusters and their vehicles. The Echo Beast is a 1995 Ford F-250 with an Ecto conversion.
And a really loud horn.
And escorting them is the Behemoth, a 1985 AM General M35A2 military vehicle.
Now, I tell you what, if ghosts aren't afraid of that, they better be.
This is awesome.
They say they're for hire, Ghostbusters. So, who are you going to call, Pete?
Ghostbusters.
All right. Man, that is a behemoth, as it says right on the side. Okay, and our next group here, the Mile High Tractor and Engine Club. They were started over 20 years ago. They promote antique farm equipment and resource for antique tractor enthusiasts. They help sponsor tractor pulls, wagon, and tractor rides, while always supporting our veterans. Many of their members are veterans.
Now this, my condo association will allow. This is more my speed.
Yes, I like the way that they have the flagpole right on the front of that one.
That's pretty cool.
I was like leading the way. Well, you have some old Wallace Chalmers, some John Deeres. All right, and you know, tractor pulls are incredible. If you've ever seen those before.
Yeah.
And you know, they're very important for hay rides and such. Certainly the way to go.
And behind the tractors, we've got United Way of Yavapai County. They support local veterans through United Way's Daniel H. Roberts Veteran Scholarship Program. They're offering local veteran scholarships who are attending Yavapai College or Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Support United Way and donate today.
United Way.
Great organization.
I remember when I was a kid, we would go, you know, collect money for the United Way.
Yep.
all different kinds of groups, and they, again, help a lot of people here in Yavapai
You know
County.
what a great way to spend your spare time. Go out and do something for some of these organizations.
It would be great, wouldn't it? It's a good feeling.
The unit is filled with boys and girls who love the outdoors.
And we got some more Boy Scouts. This is Scouts BSA, Unit 330, and they're located in Prescott Valley. This unit is filled with boys and girls who love the outdoors and like to be challenged by learning new things. Favorites among the troop include shooting, archery, hiking, canoeing, competing in group challenges, and campouts. These kids are the leaders of the future and are learning leadership skills while acquiring outdoor skills as well.
You know, I remember doing that when I was a kid, the archery and the canoeing.
Back when kids went outside.
That's right. Well, they're trying to get them out today, and, you know, they must be getting tired of looking at a computer screen.
I hope so. Hope so.
Yeah, but those kids look like they're having a great time.
Oh, they do.
Okay. The Prescott Noon Lions are next. They're an active service club. For over 70 years, members participate in service and fundraising projects helping kids, vets, the hearing impaired, and the entire community. They serve with pride. It's the Prescott Noon Lions Club. They have been around for a long time, 70 years here in the Prescott area.
And I've done some work with them. They do great things for the community, a whole range of activities and services.
No, I have to admit I haven't either, but it's pretty cute.
And another military vehicle rolling through.
You know, and that yellow one was a Jeep. Can you see that?
Oh,
Prescott Noon
yeah.
Lions. That's interesting.
I've never seen that. That's very cool.
Right there. Of course, there's nothing left of the deer, but it's
And yeah, there's these large trucks. That looks like a 50 cal on the back of that one.
It does.
There it goes. You know, they say U.S. service members, you can stand behind them or you can stand in front of them. I don't want the latter, that's for sure.
What do they say? Lead or get out of the way.
That's exactly right. Lions Club.
And this is their mobile eye care unit that they roll around town and help give affordable eye exams and other things.
You know, and then you can donate your used, your old discarded eyewear.
Where your prescriptions
Glasses,
have gone out of
exactly.
date, you can give those away. Don't throw them away.
It will help others.
Getting close to the end here.
I think they might have broke down.
Had a breakdown down the way.
It happens. It happens.
It sure does.
But man, looking around today, it just makes you proud to be an American. Everyone's so happy and patriotic and thinking optimistic, happy thoughts.
And a really good turnout for a cool Friday morning, now afternoon here in the Prescott area. You can see we're right across the street from the courthouse, Courthouse Plaza. We're currently sitting out with the little breezes. It's just right on the cusp of 50 degrees, 49 degrees. We do have some breezes though, but that's kind of nice because it keeps the air clear and it makes those leaves fall off the trees. And that's been happening a lot around here.
But I agree, humidity is about like -1%.
Well, you know, when you can't turn a paper, you can't grasp onto it because everything's so dry. That's for sure. And again, the theme for today's parade is recognizing the Vietnam veterans, those who served, and the 58,479 who never made it home. Honor and respect. It's a great way to honor the Vietnam veterans. I remember coming home from school every night when I was in grade school. It was the late 60s, and I remember coming home, my dad's watching the news and just seeing all the casualties and the fatalities and stuff from the war, and oh my gosh, it just kind of stuck with me, you know.
Yeah.
At the time, I really didn't know what it meant, but I can look back now and see, wow, that was living through history.
Maybe it's because they're throwing candy.
Uh-oh, hear that? They're throwing candy at the next float here.
This was
Sugar Daddy.
Sugar Daddy, that's yours. You can certainly have that.
I don't have the resources to be a sugar daddy.
Or we can maybe hand it out. We can walk down the parade when
there we
the last
go.
entrant goes by. We'll hand that out.
We'll re-gift it.
Re-gifting the single candy we've received. Okay, and Rotary. It looks like the Rotary International is coming up.
As we fumble to turn a page here.
There it is. Prescott Area Rotary Clubs. They're a humanitarian service organization which brings business and professional leaders together to provide community service, to promote integrity and advance goodwill, peace, and understanding in the world. Now that's something to stand for.
Valley Chamber of Commerce.
Advance goodwill, peace, and understanding.
I fully support all of those.
That's right. You have understanding. And that's what they're striving for, so that's great. They've done their job.
And behind them, we've got the Prescott Valley Chamber of Commerce. They're serving the businesses and town of Prescott Valley. They want to thank all veterans for their service. Joining them today are Vietnam veterans Rick Anderson, a U.S. Army veteran, John Alexander, a U.S. Navy veteran, and Susan Haylett DeRoos, a U.S. Army Nursing Corps, and Bruce Nealand from the U.S. Army.
And then next is the Yavapai Trail Adventures Rescue, Rehabilitate, Ride. They give rescued horses another chance. In fact, these horses have been taken by these people and brought back to health. You can get in a car and see what man created, or get on the back of a horse, see what God created. That's a great one. I like that. Thanking all who have served and are currently serving. Today, we salute you at the Yavapai Trail Adventures. And again, beautiful horses. This is about the fourth group now that's had horses. And look on the back of that one horse, they have the 58,000 and number
shaved in. Yep. Exactly,
shaved into the horse on his hindquarters. 58,479. That's the number of lost in U.S. troops lost in Vietnam.
A lot of these horses were abused and given a second chance by this group.
Got a lot to collect up front here.
Okay, we have another group coming up. It's the Prescott Vet Center. They're a community-based counseling center that provides a wide range of social and psychological services, including professional counseling to eligible veterans, to service members, including National Guard and Reserve components, and their families. Counseling is offered to make a successful transition from military to civilian life, or after a traumatic event experienced in the military.
Everyone's clapping for the pooper scooper.
Oh, yeah, the picker-upper guy there.
God bless you.
He only has a bucket on the back of a quad there. It's not quite like the mule or the donkey with a couple buckets on it.
Not as classy, but just as functional.
That's right. All right. Vet Center, Prescott Vet Center. And how important are they? A lot of people rely on them.
Mental health is such an underserved need.
We salute those people for helping our veterans. It's awesome.
Ooh, some nice Corvettes coming up. This is the Prescott Vet Set Corvette Club.
It's our final entry.
Oh my gosh, they were formed by 6 Prescott women in 2000 with the purpose of enjoying their Corvettes, socializing, and donating to local nonprofits. The club has grown to over 150 members, donating over $145,000 the past few years. Approximately half of its members are military veterans. And you know what? If I had a Corvette, I would enjoy it.
And founded by women.
Yes.
Suzanne Summers in American Graffiti. She had a Corvette.
Oh, I
forgot
that. I forgot that.
That kind of
with little Richie Cunningham.
I think that motivated some of these women to do that.
Yes.
That's fantastic. Prescott Vet Set Corvette Club.
Wow, and that is the end of our parade.
Yeah, but it's not the end. But look at all the Corvettes.
Oh my gosh, that
goes back. They brought 150 of them. All 150 of them.
Give or take.
Well, you know, they do have a show down here at the Courthouse Plaza. At least once a year, I see the Corvettes, and I like to try to attend that. They're nice-looking vehicles.
Yes, they are. And they got all generations of Corvettes.
And again, we're here at the 2022 Veterans Day Parade, live from Prescott, Arizona. And you've been watching on the News 1490, our live streaming. We're also on the News 1490's Facebook page, as well as the City of Prescott's Facebook page and the City of Prescott website. So we appreciate you tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed today. It's been a great day for us here in the Prescott area. It's going to continue with more honoring of our veterans. Oh boy. Now those people sitting right at the end of that exhaust, they'll be able to hear tomorrow. Oh, there's one of the brand new ones, those things. And do you know that my sister has a friend who has she bought a newer Corvette. They actually send you, with the new Corvettes, they're so powerful, they send you somewhere to train you how to drive it. There's like one in Las Vegas, there's one, in the Midwest, there's one back east. And they actually fly you there, and you have to go attend these things, and then you drive off in your car.
That is the best way to protect your investment. Learn how to drive it.
That's right. And they're just pretty powerful.
Looks like something out of a science fiction movie.
Okay, well, again, we thank you for watching the 2022 Veterans Day Parade, celebrating veterans with us here, live from Prescott, Arizona. I'm Marty Myers from KYCA, and
Peter Iannone.
Peter Iannone also joining me. We appreciate your viewership, and we enjoy bringing these parades to you. We'll see you again on December 3rd, the Christmas parade.
Now get out there and hug a veteran.
That's right. Thank you so much for watching.